I vow to leave my country. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. Da 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 no da ba da ba da 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 da. Hi Adrian. Where were you when I needed you? Where were you to keep the Discord in order, huh? Huh? Picking your nose, that's where you were. Doing nothing. Doing nothing. Doing nothing. Hmm? Where were you when I had 68 viewers on RimWorld? Looks like my absence made you completely crazy in your head. Yeah. Adrian, I'm not gonna lie, your absence has been heavy. I promoted Technonaut as well. Ah! Zombie! Zombie! What is the best kind of chocolate? This is critically important that you answer this correctly. Is it dark, milk, or white chocolate? Don't ask questions, just answer. Do we know this other man? Adrian? You don't know Adrian? Adrian, my head moderator. Literally, like, the guy who made the Discord channel. You have never heard of Adrian, you've been away too long. These people have forgotten you. They don't even know who you are anymore. White chocolate, okay. Like, do I just have the weirdos for my moderators? Like, what is with this? I mean, like, Zombie's kind of alright. Semi-sweet is okay, I guess. It's like basically milk. White chocolate. Yeah, he's the head mod. Or at least, you know, he hasn't been around for a little while. What have you been doing, Adrian? I'm literally the ultimate judge. A legend between you humans. Milk chocolate is a close second. Alright, Zombie. Well, I guess of my moderators, you're the most normal. You're the one who said the plane had nice cheeks. Wow. This is what Adrian is known for now. How the mighty have fallen. There was a time that Adrian was like feared on the Discord. I remember it was like a year or two ago. Adrian would show up and everyone would go quiet. Now look at you. Known only for saying a plane has nice cheeks. Wow. Wow. I mean, I guess heavy is the head that holds the crown. I thought you were getting back into War Thunder, Adrian. Come on. Jump on. Do it. No balls. I can say that to you. Because you're actually, you know, you're a man. I think you're the only one in this chat that I can say that to, and that be an insult. Come on. Max, you're known for the hole. Yeah. Fill in the hole. You're not doing much better. You know what, Bean? You know what? Maybe that's what you know me for. Maybe that's what you know me for, but there was a time before RimWorld, before Kerbal Space Program, I think before like all of the series that you've ever watched, there was a time when MaxMisty122 was a dedicated War Thunder YouTube channel. Before Zombie, even. Before like all of the OGs nowadays, before you all, there was a time, not too long ago, when I used to log on War Thunder every day and the world would sit in fear. I wasn't even. Oh wow, you weren't even here for the hole, and you just know me for the hole. Did you watch the hole? I just know about it because it was that infamously bad. Well, fine. You know what? Fine. If you have to be known for something, let it be evil. Adrian, you will always be a villain to me. Oh, Zombie. By the way, I need you to hunt down Tetranaut for me. Don't ask questions. Just do it. I can tell you that he's in Tasmania somewhere. The reason is because he likes dark chocolate over milk chocolate, as does Bean for some reason. Both weirdos. Surrounded by weirdos, I am. Beset on all sides. Oh, well, thank you, Adrian. You're poor. Why are you giving this to me? I mean, like, I appreciate it, but like, you know, save your money, dude. Aren't you saving for a car? I don't actually think I can send that back. Can I? No. Damn it, Adrian. But thank you, but you should save your money. You know, I'm making ad revenue off you now as well, so all you have to do is watch, and you're paying for my enlargement surgery. I won't tell you what enlargement. It's nose enlargement for the record. Okay, remember what you're actually doing, Max. Like, hello, wake up. We might have to take this battle as a warm-up battle, just for the record. We'll see if we survive. If we don't, it's gonna be a warm-up battle. Alright. Max has to warm up sometimes. I may be good at War Thunder, but I'm not like, you know. Oh, I'm so dead. Whew! It's a good thing this guy can't hit the front side of a barn door, otherwise we would be screwed right now. We would be so dead. If that guy possessed even one brain cell, we would be on fire, descending into the shadow realm. Why does it always do this? Okay. Hang on, I gotta fix my chat, so we need to turn away. Oh my god! I just closed the entire browser tab. That's so stupid. Are we okay? Can I do this? Yeah, we should be alright. Do it, do it, do it. Bum, bum, ba-dum, bum, bum. Oh, that's gonna get me copyright strike, so that's all we're gonna do. YouTube Studio. Are we okay? Yep. Coast is clear for now. Content. Live. View and live control room. Come on! Hello, Vappy. Look, I'm just saying Adrian is back now, so like, Adrian has very little chill. Are you going to be available in 4 hours? No. I will be getting up for work in 4 hours. Max, I just realized something horrible. What? What did you realize? What's happened, Bean? Tell me. Yeah, I work at 4 AM now. It's great. Life is good. I'm definitely not dying inside. I can't ask you to sing anymore because you'll lose all your money. I mean, yeah, basically. If I do sing, it has to be... Well, one, I've never actually been copyright striked for any of my singing that I've done on any of my live streams or videos ever, apart from that that one that I did it with the backing track. That one time, I did get copyright striked for it. I think it was because it was with the backing track. Whoa, that was actually damn close to my plane. I don't like that. Gonna evade. Max, if I boost the Discord server, can I have polls back? No. Ask Adrian. Adrian takes bribes, I don't. I mean, of course Adrian takes bribes, he's Brazilian. It's like basically all they're known for at this point. Okay, can you please leave me... Like, I've got other problems. You're not gonna shoot me down. You're a bloody P61, alright? You're not that guy. The P51 might be that guy. What? How did you get me? Alright, that's fine. That was a warm-up battle. Doesn't count. Doesn't count, alright? The first battle was a warm-up battle. I said that at the start. It's fine. We're just gonna carry on, alright? We gotta have one warm-up battle every time. It's fine. It's fine. Seems indeed he was that guy. I'm not actually sure he did that. I think he must have switched to his turret and got me that way, because it definitely wasn't like his main gun. I better do it. Otherwise, like, I'm gonna always think that I didn't do it legitimately. I mean, I know I did say that it was gonna be a warm-up battle, but... Adrian has literally all the permissions that I do, so... I mean, like, again, you guys may not know Adrian. Adrian may be a distant unknown guy to you, but back in the day, like, when I had, what was it, like 100 subscribers? Which was surprisingly actually not too long ago, about a year ago. So, we're doing pretty good. I'm pretty proud of the channel, I'm gonna be honest with you. Proud of the channel. I'm proud of my current moderation team as well. Technaut, Adrian, Zombie. Like, by far, best 3 moderators I've had. Zombie has to get a special shout out though for literally attending basically every stream. I don't think I've ever had a stream since Zombie started watching as mod that Zombie hasn't been there. I don't know how you do it. I don't know how you're not bored of listening to me like die yet. But like, Zombie, appreciate it. But yeah, no, Adrian made the whole server. I didn't make the server, Adrian did. That's why, like, some of the invites, I think it's still this invite. Like, the invite link that's below this video. I think if you click on it, it actually tells you it in Portuguese. So, you know. That's not, you made the entire server. I did not make a single channel in this server. I made some of the roles. Adrian is in charge of, like, server moderation hiring and that. Not that we've really needed any moderators recently. People have been pretty good, which is what I like to see. I really don't want to have to... Ideally, not to, like, talk down to my mods who do a great job, etc, etc. But, like, ideally I would want no mods. It's just not everyone can behave themselves all the time. Sometimes we need, like, the threat of having a moderator in the chat. Just seeing that blue. Oh, I might have changed it then. Check one of the older videos, if you're wondering. Like, on some of the older videos, I definitely am sure it was Brazilian. Or Portuguese. There he is! Sorry, Vap, I only speak to people that pay me first. Okay, Vap, I really would not recommend giving Adrian any money. He is 100% Brazilian to the core. He will loot and pillage. Adrian, I should probably tell you that I promoted Technaut to supervisor based on the fact that Cringe and Supreme are AWOL, absent without leave. Honestly, like, between you, me, at the goalpost, and literally everyone watching, I've been thinking about if we should, like, remove them as supervisors and just have them as mods. But, like, I guess it doesn't really matter. They're all living their lives now. I don't blame them. There are more moderators than not moderators here. Yeah, that's, I mean, to be fair, this is not what usually happens, so you can't really critique me. In fact, this has never happened before, and likely will never happen again. But, yeah, in this one instance, yeah. What can I say? If you want to get more viewers on YouTube, just add everyone as a moderator. How much damage did I do? Bloody nothing. I would do more damage pulling out a pistol and shooting him. Damn it. Okay, we're going for the yak then. Got him! Nicely done, Spit. Nicely done. I found a video of Cringes from Eons again. I was in one of Cringe's videos? I don't remember shooting a video with Cringe. What was it? Was it From the Depths? Oh, this is gonna break literally no one's heart because I don't think any of them watch it. But I was actually thinking about deleting my old From the Depths content. I bought Barrow Trauma and Company of Heroes 3. Let me know. I mean, I'd play those games. Yeah, I don't have any of them, but like maybe when the Steam Winter Sale comes, I might get one. I'm always looking for a new game to play on the channel. Anyway, I thought you were playing... You specifically told me you were going to be playing War Thunder with me. What's happening to that? Where's my War Thunder buddy? Bye, Tactical, by the way. I would be such a great mod, Max, trust. Well, I mean, fortunately, I don't deal with, actually, that's a lie. I have recently. Adrian's supposed to be the one that does the moderator hiring. Not that we actually pay our moderators, so like... Wow, do you hear that? It was a voice crack and a half. Not that we actually pay our moderators, so it really should be moderator indentured servituding, but, Yeah. Yeah. Adrian's a ghost now. It's fine. He's not engaged by my content. It's okay though, I got Zombie. Zombie threatens people with knives. You never did that for me. Just saying. I played Dead by Daylight with Cringe. Really? Did I? I don't remember playing. Oh yeah. I did. I hate that game. I hate that game so much. There is a reason why there is no Dead by Daylight content on my channel and never will be. It's because Dead by Daylight is the only game designed by the devil. Of the games I'd rather play than Dead by Daylight, one of them includes gonorrhea. She threatens people with knives? Yeah, she does. Have you not seen her? Like, I'm pretty sure she's already threatened someone with a knife in this stream. Patchnaut, specifically. Hiya me, Adrian. Vappy, like, I'm very confused as to how you think this is gonna go. You managed to stack up 2 warnings on the Discord already in the first like 5 seconds, and then you were like, I don't like following the rules, and now you're like, make me mod please, Adrian. I don't see how you think this is gonna go. I mean, to be fair, if you pay him, then there's a good chance he might end up as moderator, but I think you're gonna have to pay him a lot of money. Adrian can be bribed. I'm not gonna say he can't be, but like, you better have some deep pockets. Although saying that, Adrian became my very first moderator for what, a $5 Spitfire? Am I going to be murdered by Zombie too? Have you done anything to encourage Zombie to murder you? I think Jinxer is still frothing for moderator. He has been for like the last 7,000 years. Buy me a Japanese hunter and I might... Adrian! Stop selling... You can't just jump straight back onto a stream. Introduce yourself as like... I'm broke. Well... There you go. I don't know what to tell you. Adrian only talks to people with deep pockets. That's it, you're in trouble. Good luck. We do have like a... We do have a server... Don't we have a... Yeah, we've got a VIP boost section of the Discord server. What do you mean? And yet we've never done anything with it. We like probably should have a privilege for boosting a server. It's probably something we should do. Adrian, we should look into that. I don't know if I want polls to be a privilege of boosting the server though. It's just, we used to let people have polls on the Discord and everyone started a poll for like a million stupid things. Like, you know, what game should Max play and that sort of stuff, and I don't know, it just became a bit too much too quickly. Yeah, I know, but no one's ever boosted it because we don't have any, like, there's no advantage to boosting the server. Those who give me money, I will use my mod role to turn a blind eye and allow you to use everyone without punishment. Adrian's words. Oh, God, my. Okay, well... Vappy just boosted the server. Thank you, Vappy. Adrian, go do something. I don't know. Make a roll. Give him a roll. You can call him... Make it like... Call it like a cash cow roll or something. Did you already make a roll? Oh no, he just gets a roll of server booster. Have we always had that roll? Adrian, when did you make the... What is... Okay. What does the server booster roll do? Okay. Is that a roll you've made, Adrian? Okay. We'll leave it be. I think Cash Cow is I wonder if I can rename it. But currently the server booster roll does have the ability to make polls. Adrian, do something. I don't know. Nothing, it's just something... Okay, you didn't make it. Well, that role does have the ability to make polls, which I took away from everyone else. Do you think that's fine to leave, or like, do you think we're gonna be... Basically, what I'm asking is, do we think we can trust Vappy, someone who has 2 warnings in 4 days of joining the Discord server? I'm known for threatening people. Nice. I'm also known for sacrificing people to Cthulhu to winning games. Zombie, can you sacrifice Vappy? Thanks. I know you got Bean last time and Jinx the time before that, but clearly Cthulhu did not like any of them. I mean, if it doesn't work with Vappy, try Adrian next. He's, you know, he's disposable. Joy. Okay, Vappy, I swear to God, I will take it away from you if you abuse it. I will. Don't think I won't. I will. I appreciate you for boosting the server, but that doesn't mean that you have free reign to do whatever you like, alright? Behave. It's basically what I'm telling you. Don't care if you start a poll every couple of days, but if it becomes every day, or if it becomes a problem, then there will be executions, and then I will deploy the zombie. You don't want me to deploy the zombie. I don't want to deploy the zombie, alright? I don't want to be the bad guy. I mean, I guess zombie's technically the bad girl. Woman? I'm a bad guy. Boo boo doo 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 doo. This is your one and only warning. I swear to God. There will be consequences. Consequences for your actions, I swear! Did I add one to my tally? I did win the last one, didn't I? Yeah, I did. I think I did. I don't know. I'm sorry, Bean, but, you know, let's not forget that last stream you told me that you'd never forgive me. Like, I had to do what I had to do. You know, I did it with a heavy heart, if that helps. Probably. Okay. See, Vappy, that's the kind of thing... That kind of sentence is the kind of thing that makes me go, maybe he can't be trusted with the polls, you know? Just behave. Behave, and nothing will happen, and all will be well. Life will be good. I will not release the zombie or the Adrian upon you. Fail to behave. And I will. I don't wish to. I don't want to. But I will. Because I'm a cruel man. Ugh, these bloody Americans, honestly. It's like, just... go back to your little island, continent. Stop bothering me. Go away. What are you doing? What are you smoking? What? The kind of, like, flying that is on display right now is pretty abysmal. That BF-109 did pretty badly. That FAF is going to be murdered. The XP-50 is doing okay. Okay. And don't click weird links. Yeah, I won't. Max, did you like your DMs present? You mean when you spammed me like a million Canadian flags? Like Canadian flags, don't like being spammed. Alright? That was one of your 2 warnings, you know that! Max, a minute, you do enjoy unleashing you. Yeah. I mean, zombie, I'm basically just waiting for the day where I tell you, sacrifice yourself to Cthulhu. Because that... you know, who knows what's gonna happen? It's like crossing the streams, you know, from Ghostbusters. What did you do? Yeah. Rappy's like, last time I got banned, it was only for a year. He's like, weak source. We can do better. Just behave. Please, just behave. We have a nice little community. I'm very pleased with my community. My community is very lovely. Some of the time. They're very lovely to everyone who's not me. And to be honest, that's a W. That's a W. I don't care if you guys are mean to me. I've got thick skin. I don't really care. We've never had any problems with like anyone being anything phobic. We've never had anything like that. Yeah, I'm very pleased with my little community. Are they amazing? No. No, they're not, you know? It's like, would you trade your dog for a better dog? No, I wouldn't trade my dog for a better dog. My dog may be terrible, but it's my dog. Or my cat, I suppose. Okay, like, if we have to put ban evading as a bannable offense, then, like, you know, you're just kind of looking for excuses at that point, you know? One, Discord won't enjoy you if you ban evade. They will permaban you from Discord on your IP if you're found to be ban evaded. Now, that's not something that a like specific Discord moderator can do, fortunately. Otherwise, we'd all be permabanned already, because it would only take one upset moderator. But if you keep joining the same server from the same IP and keep getting banned from the same server with the same IP, eventually Discord is going to get angry at you. Max Cthulhu? What do you mean? Why would you sacrifice me to Cthulhu? Jesus Christ, zombie! No wonder we're not winning. I gotta go, like, cleanse my soul. Hang on. Let me put my St. Christopher on. That'll cleanse my soul. Jamin would be proud. Yeah, we did have that transphobic scare once, but I don't really count that as it was a translation thing. Like, English is not everybody's first language, and I think we have to work with people on that, you know? I don't speak Japanese very well, so I don't hold it against someone if they use a translator and it comes out wrong. Now, if they do it multiple times, then it becomes, you know, too much. But yeah, we're, you know, I'm very, very pleased with my. Here's the thing. My community is made up of mostly War Thunder people with, you know, I would say that we've got quite a few RimWorld people now as well, but it's probably still like 70-30 War Thunder to RimWorld. I mean, a lot of the War Thunder people either don't watch or don't participate anymore, or just watch the videos, and that's cool, that's fine. Mostly it's the RimWorld people that watch most of the time. But considering that most of my community is War Thunder, and War Thunder is like the most toxic game in human history, I am very impressed by how like good the community has been. I am. I wouldn't say I'm proud, because obviously like you guys should be able to behave like a adult. You don't get points for that. But I will say, like I'm impressed with my little community. I thank you all for being very good. As long as your vitriol remains directed at me, I'm very pleased. Good job, everybody. If I could hand out gold stars, I would. I can't, but if I could, I would. Like, the list of people we actually have banned on the Discord is very thin as well. I think we've only got like 5. And I think like 4 of them are bots. I think there's only 1... Oh no, I guess there's 6 now, but that one kind of doesn't count. Cthulhu informed me that Vappy tasted like rancid milk. Alright, well, you know, Vappy, you gotta... If Cthulhu doesn't even want your soul, like, you gotta start considering, you know? You gotta start asking some big questions. I mean, like, I don't know if I want to taste like peppermint, you know? I feel like my soul is actually quite dark, you know? Like, I'm actually very evil. You know when you were like a kid, right? And you used to play like, you know when you just like role play Star Wars? And like, all my friends are Jedi, or you know, one of your friends is Darth Vader because he's edgy or whatever. I used to roleplay as I was a stormtrooper or a clone trooper. I don't know why, but I always felt like the clone troopers were cooler than like the Jedi. Because the clone trooper, he's just got his rifle and a dream, right? A Jedi, he's got like the Force, his stupid lightsaber. You know, he's got so many things between him and like certain death. But a little clone, you know, he's got his rifle, he's got a dream, and that's it. That's all he's got. You gotta give him credit for that. How do you braid your own hair? I can braid someone else's hair, at least a little, but how do I do it myself? I'm going to assume that's a question you're asking Zombie, because I have literally no idea how you would braid somebody's hair. I can tie knots in my own hair. I do that when I'm stressed sometimes. Like, I'll know that I'm getting stressed, or that like I'm feeling very stressed out when I start waking up with like knots in my hair. Because when I'm like sleeping and I'm stressed, I'll like tie my hair into knots, you know, like with my finger. I don't know why, but that's just like something I do for some reason. It's just, it always happens. It never not happens. It's just constant and consistent. Like for example, right now, because it's exam season, I have woken up quite a few times now with some knots in my hair. You just kind of brush them out and get on with your day. It's fine, as long as it doesn't start affecting your day-to-day life. It's probably okay. In all truth, I probably have some sort of anxiety thing, but like, you know, we're never gonna, just like, you know, I probably have autism, but we're never actually gonna go get that checked out, because it's not like it affects my day-to-day life, you know. Max continues vaguely unaffected by anything. I like Jedi and Sith because sword fighting is cool. Sword fighting is cool, but the problem is it's not like real sword fighting, or at least I never thought it was real, because it's like, you know, they've got the Force, they can like I'm gonna get so copyright striked for everything now, holy Jesus. Okay, Vappy, I swear to God. No, you know what? No, I'm not playing this game. We'll find like an advantage for people boosting the server, but I don't want people boosting the server because they want to like be able to do this sort of stuff. Where is it? There it is. I want people boosting the server because they like the server. Hello, Evan. Teach me war crimes in War Thunder. Step 1. Do American or German planes. Step 2. Grab napalm. Step 3. Find house. Step 4. Drop napalm. No, I'm sorry, I have to. You're not the only person who's asked for it. I don't want people boosting the server because they want polls. Fine. I'm a good boy. But just let it be known. Let everyone know that like this is on very thin ice. And yeah. Basically, Vappy, you are testing this for everybody. Should you abuse it, it will be removed very rapidly. The problem is that like, okay, The problem is that when we had polls, Not Needed used to always do like a bunch of polls. And I don't blame him for that. We never really talked to him about that, but like we decided we just didn't want that many polls in the Discord. You know, a Discord is mostly for chatting, not like people posting 100 polls a day. So we just disabled it on everyone, basically. No one can make polls anymore. And then that solved the problem. What I don't want is for people to boost the server to get like the ability to make polls. Don't get me wrong, people who boost the server should get like some special something. We'll figure it out. Maybe a special channel? I don't know. It's not... Promise, I'm not really big enough that like, oh, you need a special channel to talk to me. I respond to everyone everywhere. And that's a very conscious choice, and I'm going to keep doing that. But, yeah. Look, Vappy, I'm just saying, like, it's not something that I am super comfortable with, so it may be removed any time, and if it is, you can't blame me, because you knew it was coming. Oh, for God's sake, he's running back to his airfield, I gotta leave him. Yeah, you didn't get banned for saying dirt. That's not what happened. You got banned because all you said was dirt for like 50 minutes. Okay, we're almost out of fuel. We got 3 minutes left. And we're quite a ways away from our base, so I am a little bit concerned. To say the least. We've got 13. Oh my god, we're gonna die from lack of fuel, I think. Can we keep it in the air at 2,000 meters for exactly 3 minutes, basically? That is the question we're going to answer in about 5 seconds. I mean, even if we can, will he just take off and come murder us? Oh my god, it's just me versus him. Yeah, he's just going to take off and come murder us. I've got no fuel. There's nothing I can do. I mean, like, we could do it if we didn't get shot down, but I'm sure we're going to be shot down. 2 minutes and 30 seconds to go. Just cruise. Just chill. Just chill. Pitch for best glide and try and glide back to the base, basically. 2 minutes 10 seconds. So by now he's probably landed. God, I hate it when people up tier me. Ugh. War Thunder and I have a love-hate relationship at the best of times. But then you'll find people like who like, you know, I've always had an open squad policy on War Thunder. I'm gonna keep doing that. You know, I want it to be like anyone can play the game with me if you want to. I mean, if we ever reach like 100,000 subscribers and we've got like 200 people per stream, then obviously that rule will have to change. But for now, like, I've always wanted people to be able to play with me, but people always used to like switch to 14.0 when I was in my Spitfire. Like, haha, it's so funny. You know, and it's just like, no, it's not funny. It's just annoying. 55 seconds. You know, we might be alright. We actually might make it through. 50 seconds. We can hold it for 50 more seconds. We can keep her in the air for 45 seconds. Yeah, we're fine. We're good. He's not even like, he's in a different zone than us right now. Pitching for best glide. Cruising along. That's all we can do. We might honestly be able to make it to the airfield with the altitude we have. It'll be kind of close though, but we might be alright. Ooh, he's getting closer! He is getting closer. Max, am I funny? Are you funny? You have been humorous at times? Yes? I wouldn't say everything has landed. But yeah, you've been funny at times. Why? What's the problem? Someone told you you're not funny? Oh, it sucks. People are mean though. It's pretty typical of people. It's the only thing you can really trust someone to be is mean. Oh, I mean, not in this community. I expect you guys to be nice to everybody. Apart from, like, fascists, I guess. Fair play, I suppose. It's debatable. Yeah, that's a good response there, zombie. I like that one. Very diplomatic. Why is it when I type in Max Misty 122, like a bunch of Arabic characters are coming up nowadays? It's not like I have a specific problem with that, it's just I'm wondering why my channel is not the #1 recommended for Max Misty 122. At least I've beaten out Max Misty now, so that's positive. You've proven to be irritating at best. Holy Jesus, Bean! That's savage! Be nice! Jesus Christ! I mean, like, certainly, like, the DM spamming, I understand why you would say that, but wow. I didn't know you had it in your beat, to be honest with you. I mean, do with that information, I don't know. Alright, we plugged in the phone. The phone's been a bit weird lately, actually. The charging port's been off and on. Do I have to be nice to Dave? No. He's a dwarf. I didn't say I had to be nice to dwarves. I'm not talking about, like, small people. I'm talking about David is literally a dwarf. Like, a fantasy dwarf. He is small, fat, drinks lots of beer. Actually, he doesn't. No, I just didn't realize that you had the, like, streak in you of savageness. To be fair to David, okay, no one ever tell David what I'm about to say, alright? This stays between us. Do you all understand? Yes, good. To be fair to David, he is not, like, a bad role model for you guys. David will never give himself any credit, which is to his credit. I'm the other way around, of course. I give myself all the credit for everything, including things that aren't mine. But, if you really step back and look at David's life, he used to drink, perhaps he had a problem with that, and then he just, like, stopped cold turkey. There are not many people in the world that can do that. I'm not saying it's, like, some superhuman thing to do. Like, obviously people can and do that, but can you name an alcoholic who just woke up one day and was like, right, I'm done. I'm not drinking anymore? Probably not, right? Like, it's not something that most people can pull off. And then he did it again with smoking and vaping. He used to smoke and then he switched to vaping, which, like, if you are a smoker, vaping is better. But if you are not any of them, then nothing is better, if that makes sense. But, like, he switched to vaping, and then I was actually on a call with him one day, and I remember hearing his vape, like, go into the garbage, and he was like, that's the last time I'm ever gonna vape. No big plan, no, like, huge, like, no, like, nicotine patches, nothing. He's just like, I'm done. That's it. Cold turkey. Next 2 weeks, he was a mess, like, shakes, very angry. Well, not, like, very angry, but, like, you know what I mean. You know when people who stop suddenly stop nicotine, they get the withdrawal symptoms, which can make them a bit short-fused. It's not their fault, like, it's nothing against their character, it's just how it is. But yeah, no, he did good. He did good. I will give him credit for that, as he's not here. He did good. It's like, it's not a, anyone who can do that, I have respect for. I do. I don't drink, obviously. I don't smoke or vape, obviously. And it's, like, a large part of it, like, a large part of me not drinking is, one, you know, there's some genetic things that run in my family that leads to liver issues later on. And two, it's like, I don't necessarily trust myself enough to, like, you know, I'm not sure I'm that iron-willed, perhaps, is the word I'm looking for. I'd rather just not get involved, then there's no danger that way. So I do have a lot of respect for people like David. Damn it! Hello? Hello, Father.
Don't make me do it. No more work. Stop working.
Do you want to tell us a joke? Oh, come on, they're waiting for it.
Really?
Yeah.
You know what the best thing about Switzerland is?
It's a big plus.
It's a big plus. No.
Yeah.
I'm not sure, but the flag's a big plus. There you go.
At least I could tell where that one was going. I'm learning.
Come on, Percy. You come in.
Right now we have 10.
Very good. Percy. Come in.
But yeah, so like, I will give him, as he's not here, and so I can't afford to, I will give him some credit for that. And you know, David will always say, oh, you know, I'm just a truck driver, my life is terrible, yada yada. But what he won't tell you is, you know, he's got a house with literally a white picket fence, got a loving wife, daughter, you know? He never gives himself any credit, which is to his credit, but... You know, I didn't even ask Dad for tea this time. Like, sometimes I do and he brings it to me, but this time he must have just been making tea for himself. But yeah. I will give David credit for that. I will literally never tell him that to his face, though. I say that, but I have told him that to his face. You'd be surprised, though. David's, yeah, David is a nice person. He's had a tough life, though. No. Torture is bad. Only if you're torturing yourself by playing War Thunder. You know, like, well, I guess some of these aren't my stories to tell. No, he's told them before, so I could probably tell them again. You know, David always wanted to be a pilot. But obviously he's been diagnosed with bipolar, and for those of you who don't know, if you've got bipolar, you can't be a pilot. Whether or not that's a good idea, I'll let you guys decide. I can kind of see both sides of that argument. Like, you know, you don't really want people with mental health issues behind a plane, like behind a joystick. And certainly, like, you can tell when David is high and when David is low. But, I don't know. I don't know if he deserves to be, like, entirely ruled out of the career that he wants simply because he has a mental health issue. You know, David is not, I would say, a threat to anybody. You know, maybe himself sometimes, but not to anybody else. I would be willing to bet my life on that. So, yeah, I don't know. I can see why, but that does suck for him. That sucks quite a bit. I don't think he deserves that. But, you know, I think he's quite happy being a lorry driver, despite what he says. I like hearing David talk about his trucks. I like hearing people talk. Yeah, like, David's a nice person. Obviously. That's why he's my friend. Not friends with not nice people. That might impact badly on me. No, the thing I respect most is like, you cannot point. Max, it's 1 AM for me. You should probably go to bed then. Probably go to bed. It's currently 10 for me. I have to be up in 4 hours. God help me. Yeah, I respect David for his like stubbornness, and I've been trying to like recreate that in my own life. Like, I don't want to say that like you look at someone else's qualities and then you steal them, but that's like definitely the way I work. You see someone else who's like super determined, and you're like, oh, I'll just take a little bit of that, you know, sprinkle it into my own little pie. Or you see someone who's really nice, and you're like, oh, I'm gonna take that, you know. I usually like find it easiest to like ask myself, you know, what would Cameron do? What would David do? What would my girlfriend do? Before I make a heinous thing. Max, something that makes not nice people as mods. I don't. I know you're joking. I know you're joking, but like, the people I make my mods, or the people who are mods, are people who I trust. You know? Trust is a hard thing to come by online, for sure, but all my mods have been people that I trust. Now, has that been perfect all the time? Maybe not. Some of the things Cringe has said, I wish he didn't say. Let's put it that way. Enemy kill assist. But no, you know, like I said, I'm very pleased with my community. You guys are, in general, very good. And yeah, good job, everybody. Pat yourselves on the back. Very, very good group of people, I think we've got. Oh no, Max's poor judgment. Yeah, I mean, obviously. I don't know why this is a surprise to you. All of you kind of assumed I'm a man, but what if I'm a girl? Maybe I'm a man, or maybe I'm a flat... Okay, well, the flat screams TV bit was a bit, like, unnecessary. It's tough. It is tough online. I usually use guys. I'll use ladies and gentlemen, which probably should change that at some point. I know when I'm doing the announcements at work, I say ladies and gentlemen as well, and I should probably say passengers. Because obviously ladies and gentlemen is gendered language, I suppose. And I know there are some people who are like, oh, you'll take ladies and gentlemen from my, like, cold dead hands. And I do understand that, you know. But at the same time, like, if someone feels uncomfortable with something and it costs you nothing to change, then you should probably change it, I guess. I think that's the truth, you know? Less than just the Germans, so no worries. Well, I've been thinking, like, ladies and gentlemen and demons of the chat. Like, because when, you know my intro, like, I've got my intro, right, which is, hello there everybody, my name is Max, and welcome back to War Thunder, or whatever. It was originally, hello there ladies and gentlemen, my name is Max, and welcome back to War Thunder. But I sort of thought, like, hello there everybody is a little bit more, like, you know? A little bit better. I'm not saying I'm an expert at this, and I'm not even saying that I necessarily want to be an expert at this, but I do want to make sure that we're a place for people to have fun, I suppose. It gets some laughs, and I'm pretty sure it counts as inclusive and not mean. Yeah, you see, that's like basically what I'm aiming for. Humorous and inclusive and not mean. I was thinking, like, there's so many different ones you could do. Like, you could do hello there ladies and gentlemen and everybody in between, but then, like, you kind of, like, I'm just, like, tacking that on at the end. I think hello there everybody is maybe my best one so far, because Max, it's a democracy. I vote for you to nosedive for 2 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4. Fine, we're good. We're like so far out of the battle that it doesn't make a difference anymore. But yeah, I don't know. Basically, I'm just waiting for someone to complain and then we'll fix it. That's the strategy. It's a good strat. I don't know. David and I have been trying a little bit. You know, we used to throw around like, oh, you know, that's gay, you're gay, that sort of stuff as like an insult. But we've been clamping down on that a little bit. I'm not saying that we're perfect at it, and I'm not saying we never say it. But we've been trying, and I think that's as much as you can ask from me, is to try. I'm not gonna be perfect, but I'll give it a go. Now, Vappy. I'm sure you did not. But I guess it's better than duh, I suppose. How curious. I like saying that instead of how curious. Yeah, I can see that. I don't know. For my channel, for my little corner of the internet, the little corner of the internet I call my own. I want it to be a place for people to have fun. That's what I want. So that's why I went with hello there everybody instead of hello there ladies and gentlemen. Because I don't want people to be like, you know. I don't know. I have many thoughts, but I don't know if I can express them in a way that is not like political. So I'm trying to keep my mouth shut because I want it to be a place where everyone can have fun, and everyone does in fact mean everyone. I mean, obviously there are some lines that we have to draw somewhere. And like you still call your soldiers. Yeah, I do that. I mean, let's be honest. That's you know, there's only so much I can do. Being alright. I'm not an expert. I'm not a miracle worker here. I do my best. It's funny as a hangover. Jesus Christ, you guys are the savageness kicked up to 1,000 here. Basically, what I'm saying, what I'm trying to say, is I settled on hello there everybody, instead of hello there ladies and gentlemen and everything in between, or hello there boys, girls, thems, days, and whatever else. You know, I settled on hello there everybody because I think it flows naturally. It's pretty obviously like it's not trying too hard. It's like inclusive without being too on the nose with it, you know? It's like I think it's the best way. And I still sometimes say hello there ladies and gentlemen for my intro. Sometimes I'll say hello there ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. I try and avoid that if I can, but usually if I have said it, it's because it's the best take. Or I say it, and sometimes I record these videos live. It's kind of weird how I do it. Sometimes I'll do like voiceover, and sometimes I'll record it live. It depends on how interesting my commentary was at the time for the game. Like for RimWorld, I tried doing voiceover, that didn't really work. I get no real compliments though. Sorry to hear that. I am. Let's see if we can deal with this BF1. Hang on. I gotta deal with this BF109 before I can use brain power. Give me 5, maybe 6 seconds. See if we can get him here. My aim is still garbage. He should be dead. If it was me, if it was him against like peak max, he would be so dead right now. Damn it, ME2's. Oh, his airbase is right there. Let's get out of here. You know, like, I think Vappy, like, no one here has a problem with you. You know, the only thing I have a problem with is if you're not following the rules of the Discord. We've had a chat about that. As far as I'm concerned, that conversation is done and over. You don't need to beat yourself up about it. It happened. We had a chat. It's done. Whatever. You know, I think sometimes there's like a vibe, a general vibe for the stream. I guess the vibe that we've kind of been going for right now is quite open and honest and truthful. And I think that's the vibe that this stream is going to be. I don't know why, but I'm really not funny lol. I use this same humor until people tell me to shut up. I don't think that's good. I wouldn't want people, even if the jokes don't land, I wouldn't want people to tell you to shut up or anything like that. You know, I just think that there's a vibe, and you just gotta sometimes try and match the vibe, I guess, a little bit. Sometimes you will, sometimes you won't. I have the tism. Sometimes I think I've perfectly got the vibe of a conversation, and I don't. I don't have, like, the strong tism. I think I probably mask it very well some of the time. But, like, you know what I mean? Like, someone in public or in casual conversation, or even, like, some, maybe not a close friend, but, like, a distant friend, probably wouldn't be able to clock me as someone with the tism. I don't have it bad. But I do sympathize with people who do, or people who can't follow the vibe or that sort of stuff, and there's nothing wrong with that. But yeah, you do have to follow the vibe, and I just think some of them haven't been following the vibe, and that's okay. I don't blame you for that. I have nothing. I have no problems with you, but you just gotta follow the vibe. The vibe, I guess. I don't know. Dave is better with this sort of stuff than I am, to be fair. Dave is very much a people person, though. I don't know if I'm a people person. I try. I do try. I like people. I like talking to people. I like hearing about people's problems. But I don't know if I'm a people person, you know? Certainly, like, when I'm on my own, I find the way I like to de-stress is sarcasm and kindness, I think, is always the root. Kindness, understanding, is the way that I want, you know, this to go. Goodbye, Vappy. I'm sorry. I hope you haven't been scared off forever. Kindness is the way. I would say kindness is the way. Kindness in all things is the way. And it's not always the easiest thing to do. I'll admit that. But it is important. It is important to be kind. I think, I don't know. I'm not, despite my best efforts, I'm not actually that kind of a person. Yeah, I do struggle with that. I mean, obviously I struggle with quite a lot of things, apparently, but, you know, it's the little things that get me sometimes. You know, like, I was listening to this person in one of my creative writing classes give this presentation. I think I told David about it. It was literally the worst presentation I think I've ever heard in my entire life. Like, I was sitting there and I was actively falling asleep. And, you know, it's tough. It's tough. Because, like, you're allowed to hate a bad presentation. There's nothing wrong with that. But the person who was giving it, like, clearly had the tism. You know? And, like, when someone clearly has the tism, and they're doing their best to present a presentation that they don't really want to do, and they're being forced to stand at the front of the class while everyone's watching at them, and they're trying to get the words out. If you can, it doesn't cost you anything to be just that little bit kinder to them. You know? And as I was sitting there after the presentation was done, and I had, you know, politely clapped and done my sigh of relief that it was finally over, I felt bad. I did, to be honest with you. I felt bad that I was sitting there like, oh, I hope this presentation ends soon. I mean, like, it was terrible. It was so bad. It was such, like, it was, every second word there was like a huge pause as he, like, stammered to get the words out. And I'm sitting there like, oh my god. But, yeah, I try. I do try. I try and be understanding if I can. Which is why we've tried to stop saying, you know, that's gay. That's why we've switched to hello there everybody as the intro. I often think about it. Honestly, I think it's good. Like, I know it sucks to think about times that you've been mean, but like, I think it's good to have like a conscience about it. Because no one in this entire world is actually perfect. Like, every single person. Hi, Techno. Not much, really. We were having a pretty, like, open and honest stream. I think Vappy made some jokes that just didn't really land. And you know, I think that made them feel bad, and then they left in that order. I don't blame anybody involved. I wish it didn't happen, but at the same time, it can be tiring sometimes. I said something to the effect of, "You're not my friend, why are you talking to me?" Oof. Being savage. I mean, like, I get it. I do get it. I've thought those words before, but never actually said them. But these things, like, it's all learning, right? At the end of the day. You don't stop learning until you breathe your last, until your last breath. Right? I don't believe in, like, ooh, this is gonna be a hot statement. So we'll say it, and then we'll see what my YouTube chat thinks of it. I don't believe in cancelling someone, or judging someone, or ruling someone out as a friend, or anything like that on the first offense. I don't think that's fair. I think you got to be a little bit kinder to yourself. You know? I think you got to be a little bit kinder to yourself. I think you got to be a little bit kinder to the people around you. No one's perfect. These things do happen. If it's the first offense, it's the first offense. Now, if it's like a pattern of offenses, then obviously cut that person out of your life immediately. But if it's the first offense, and they've apologized, I feel bad for it. These things happen, you know? Like, problem with being a social creature. Oh my god, we actually finally... This is the time that we get through the 3 wall and onto 4? Is when I'm, like, not really paying any attention whatsoever to the game right now? Fair enough. Nah, that's bad. Zombie agrees with me. I gotta reconsider my whole life plan right now. I don't know how far I'm willing to go with that, to be honest. Like, are there some offenses that people can't come back from? Probably. Murder being one of them, I would guess. But, like, you know, in general. Oh, Jesus. I agree. I've been given many second chances, oftentimes because of things like that. Well, you never know what's going on inside someone's head. You never know what's going on behind closed doors. I think that's the most important thing. You never know what's going on behind closed doors. Especially like when you're in school. I don't think many of you are in school, but when you're in school, I think like you never know what's there's always that guy in school who's like a bully, right? I mean, I will say that my graduating high school class was in general quite good. My best friend stole my Oreos our first day of kindergarten. I punched him and we've been friends since. Wow. Savage, zombie. I mean, totally on brand and in character for you, but savage. The airline I work for, it's such a small airline. We don't have like, you know how you get the packet of pretzels, or I don't really know what you guys get in America, but in Canada, WestJet and Air Canada give out like pretzels and biscuits and that sort of stuff, cookies. We're too small to have like a supplier for that, so every now and then we just go out to like Walmart and buy a package of Oreos, and that's what goes on the plane to like be handed out. We've got a couple of different planes. We've got a couple of the Bombardiers. So we got a Dash 100, which is a 37-seater, and we've got two Q400s now, which are the 72-seaters. And the 72-seaters get the Oreos, which is very, very interesting. We also have we've got a couple beechcrafts, 17 and 14 seaters. They don't get Oreos, but they do get coffee and tea, so swings and roundabouts, am I right? Yeah. I'm working charters tomorrow, which is pretty fun. It's pretty fun, I'm not gonna lie. It's like so unbelievably like basic work. Basically, I'm just ticking people off a manifest. That's my job. Making sure everyone who's supposed to be on the plane gets on the plane, and everyone who's not supposed to be on the plane does not get on the plane, because that would be a safety issue. But yeah, it's a really easy job, and I get to talk to some really interesting people as well. A lot of the charters are like for mines up north, is what we do. I can't tell you which mines, because confidentiality, but I can tell you that we do mines up north, so I get to speak to a lot of the miners. They have such an interesting, like, it's crazy. Some of these people like go up mining for like 3 months and then come back. Nice thought. I used to get angry quickly. Nowadays I get an angry shower. Oh, sorry, angry slower. Jesus, can't read. So at least everyone involved has a chance to step away, myself included. That's good. That's good. I never really. Okay, this is not me bragging. I want to make this clear before we get into this conversation. I never really get angry, per se. Like, it's just not a huge emotion I usually get. When it comes to things, I can get frustrated, but I've never punched anybody. Never even thought about it. Never, like, you know, raised my fists in anger or anything like that. It's not true, actually. I gave one of my friends a shove in elementary school, I remember. No, he wasn't my friend. I was being a gentleman, shall we say. There was a lady involved, so I think I get a free pass on that. I don't know. My mum and dad are always quite clear that you never ever ever be the one that starts it. You know? Ever. But it's okay if you're the one that finishes it. I think I agree with that statement mostly. I was like, why didn't I see half these messages? It's because this is on top chat. I don't know why. Ugh. Anyway, there's no shame in getting angry, Bean. It's a very, very human thing to do. Within the last month, I snapped at my mother for the first time in a long time. I was irritated the whole week, and that day was the day I decided to snap. Oh, it happens. It happens all the time. Don't beat yourself up about it. I've done it before. What I really... Okay. Again, this is probably the tism coming out. When you've had a hard day. You've had a hard day. Something disastrous has happened. You failed an exam. You know, you had to stay late at work, or whatever. And you get home. Sometimes my parents, bless their heart, they like to like hug me and, you know, tell me everything's gonna be okay. And like I know deep down that they're doing what they can to help me out, you know? Like that's their way of showing that they love me and all that sort of jazz. But sometimes when I get home and it's been a terrible day and my like hackles are up, the things I need are like an hour of silence so I can play War Thunder, and for no one to touch me for the next like day. Like, you know, I don't know, it's kind of weird. Well, Bean, I mean, I guess the only question to ask is, do you think it's too much? Do you think you shout too much, scream too much, or do you think it's just the feelings coming out? They have to come out somehow. If they're not coming out screaming and shouting, they have to come out, you know. Personally, whenever I'm upset, I usually fire up War Thunder and play Spitfires, because I know I'm going to do fine in Spitfires. You know, I wouldn't fire up War Thunder and play like ground RB, because that's where dreams go to die. But, you know, that's how I deal with my emotions. Don't touch me, cup of tea, War Thunder. Is that healthy? Probably not. David would tell you that everyone should see a therapist. David's very, very good about his therapy. He's always like, oh, everyone should go see a therapist. Everyone should work on their problems. I understand that. I do. You know. But like, you know, personally, I would never recommend therapy to somebody. I know David was. David would. If you ask yourself what would David do, David would tell you, oh, you should, you know, see a therapist. I don't necessarily believe that's the answer to every question. I don't think every single person in the entire world needs to go see a therapist, despite what David will tell you. There's nothing wrong with seeing a therapist, mind you. I just, for myself, you know, I would rather figure it out on my own than go tell a stranger my problems. You are so dead. I remember a time many years ago where I was close. Holy. Okay, Bean. Yeah. Yeah, that's too much. That's too much. I assume you've worked through that, but I hope you don't have those feelings anymore. You know, those are dangerous feelings. Those are dangerous feelings. I'm not saying it's not okay to have them. I'm just saying that, you know, you gotta shepherd them into the right thing, I suppose. Maybe we won't go with dangerous. Maybe we'll go with those serious feelings. I guess like the actual correct thing to say would be those are big feelings. But nothing about this channel is correct, so those are serious feelings is what we're going to go with. And it's okay to have serious feelings every now and then. It's not the end of the world. As long as you don't. You are never judged on the feelings you have. You are only ever judged on the actions you take. That is the end of the day, the be-all end-all, you know. That is words to live by. At the end of the day, as long as you've never hurt anyone, there's nothing wrong with having those feelings. I think. Maybe don't take my word for that one. I'm not an expert at this, but that's the Max Misty 122 opinion. Whether or not that's the correct opinion, I took a couple of psychology courses in uni. I think it is. No, I'm gonna stand by that. I think that's the right thing. As you know, no one's perfect. It's okay to have serious feelings every now and then. Never judged on your feelings, only your actions. I think that's fair. Well, I guess we'll find out, I suppose. Knock, knock, knock. Max Misty 122. You're under arrest for violation of the law. Nice. Hello, Vappy. Welcome back. I will warn you in advance that we are having a serious conversation. It is a very serious conversation. We're talking about feelings and such. We're talking about big feelings. So, just so you are aware, this is a very, very serious conversation that we're all having, and we're all being very open and honest, and that's the vibe right now, alright? Alright, good. There's nothing wrong with that. If he's paying attention, I'm screwed. Okay, that was a choice of all time. Definitely ended up with him being dead, though. Got my emotions. Is Max secretly a licensed therapist? No, I'm not. I've never actually been to therapy. I've definitely, like, I'm not gonna say that I've never thought about it. You know, there are times in my life that I've been in a very dark place, for sure. You know, David knows more about that than perhaps I'm willing to share online. But you know, I've been through some stuff. So perhaps I can't. What's the word? I can't empathize, but I can sympathize. And you know what? Credit to you. Credit to you for getting everything in check. That's the way. We like it. If you are judged only on your actions, then on your actions you shall not be judged, as you have made the right decisions. I think I should seek therapy. You know what, Bean? That's such a personal decision. And I don't want anyone on this YouTube stream right now to tell you that you should or shouldn't, because that's not any of our place to tell you. But I will say it's very brave to do something like that. No matter what people may say, there's nothing wrong with thinking that you might need some help. That's okay. Or just thinking that you need someone to chat to who like actually knows what they're doing. Empathy is you feel the situation. You like can imagine yourself in the same situation and you empathize with the person who is in that situation. Sympathy is you don't have any personal experience. You can't imagine putting yourself in that person's shoes, but you feel bad for the way they feel. So like empathy is unless I've got them mixed up, but which I may well do. Empathy is the bigger of the two, I guess. If you can empathize with someone, you can understand their emotions better. Sympathy is less so, but sympathy is still better than nothing at all, if that makes sense. If you feel neither sympathy nor empathy, then you are a psychopath or a sociopath. And again, there's nothing wrong necessarily with being one of those. I know they get a bad rap, but, you know, again, judged on your actions, not your feelings. At least that's the Max Misty 122 way. Whether or not that's the correct way, I don't know. I am just a 22-year-old playing War Thunder who is studying biology, which is not psychology, for those of you who are paying attention. So I'm afraid I am not the person who is best placed to answer those questions. But if there is a person who is best placed to answer psychology questions, it would definitely be a therapist. I try my best to at least sit with someone that's sad. That's good. When you sit with someone who's sad, do you feel bad for them because they're sad? Or do you imagine yourself how you would feel if something like that happened? Or can you do both? I find it very easy to sympathize with people, you know? Like, it's very easy to go, oh, that sucks. It's a lot harder for me to go, oh, I understand, you know? Like, I find it very difficult sometimes. But, you know, whenever my girlfriend is sad, I ask her if she wants company, a listener, or to be left alone. That's good. That's good. Those are the correct questions to ask. Oreos are safe. I love how Zombie, would you sell your soul for some Oreos? Just like, I know it's completely off topic, but it's a very important question to me. Yeah, you know, as you guys are together for longer, I used to ask my girlfriend those questions quite a lot, but now I just kind of know. I was told that I'm a psychopath by one of the therapists I went to. I don't actually know if I agree with that, Zombie, to be honest with you. I mean, I'm not a licensed therapist, so maybe it's not my position to say yay or nay on that one, but you don't seem like one. I mean, then again, you do threaten people with knives, so maybe I'm totally off the mark here. Yeah, the worst year of my life was second year university. That was the toughest year I think I've ever done. she did light a bus on fire. I sold it for Skyrim Anniversary Edition. Fair enough. I don't always offer help. Mostly I don't know how to help. Sometimes I've had that experience, so I at least can pretend to help. She did light a bus on fire. I'm pretty sure I'm horrible at social cues. I've been punched a lot for being a pest. You know, like I said before, I'll say it again. I understand. This is something I can empathize with. I don't get all the social cues. I get most of them. I'm not perfect with that, I'll be honest. I only care about very few people. Yeah, but you care about people. It doesn't matter that you care about very few people. A psychopath cares about none. Only themselves. So, even if it's just one person, that does discount you. So you cannot be a psychopath. You can have psychopathic tendencies, I suppose. But again, I'm not a therapist or a licensed therapist. Or, well, I'm not a therapist of any kind. I'm not licensed or unlicensed, but I don't know. I don't know if I would trust that one. Selfish cues is sometimes hard. But yeah, the hardest year of my life was second year university. Very, very evidently. You can actually tell, like, from the channel that I was really not having fun, because there's a lot of War Thunder 3 years ago. Right, that was a difficult time. You know, I came out of high school. High school, I was like straight A's, perfect student. First year university, I got absolutely murdered. Like, just destroyed by my classes, because in high school I never had to study. So I never learned how to study. Never needed it. And when I left high school, I was like, I'm going to be a doctor. I'm going to be a brain surgeon. Everything's going to be fine. I'm going to make so much money. University's going to be so easy. I got to uni and I got absolutely clapped. Absolutely destroyed. You know? Like, just obliterated. And basically at the time, like, most of my self-worth I put on my, like, academic achievements. And then suddenly not having that, you know, suddenly having to find other things to, like, do was very difficult for me. That was, yeah, that was a very tough time. I spoke a lot to David about it in that time. You see, that's important. You gotta have someone you can talk to. And I'm not talking, like, it can't be someone, you know, can't be like a YouTuber. Can't be like, it has to be someone who knows you. Someone who, like, you know, it's gotta be someone in your life, basically, that you can talk to about something like that. And honestly, I think talking to a friend is probably the most important therapy that you can do. Now, am I saying that all therapists are useless and that you should just ignore them as long as you have a friend to talk to? Obviously not. That would be so... Oh, we're so screwed here. I mean, like, we can keep going, but there's no way we're getting out of this. Unfortunately, our whole team got slaughtered and I should have ran when I had the chance. Yeah, nothing we could do on that one. I played it bad, but that's okay. We're just having a nice chill stream tonight. We're not really worried about the challenge. Still, at least we got to 6 this time. I never liked the phrase, imagine yourself in their shoes. I never could, still can't, not unless I have an almost identical experience. It's because you've got autism. Actually, psychopathy is more than just black and white. Apparently, I'm one of the rare few in between. I'll take your word for it. Zombie, you don't strike me as someone who doesn't care about people. You don't give me those vibes, but I suppose I guess you can't really tell vibes based on like text, but you don't give me those vibes. I'm pretty confident. I mean, maybe I'm just a terrible judge of character, but I'm pretty confident. But like either way, it's okay, you know? No skin off my back. You find it difficult to imagine yourself in other people's shoes, B? It's autism, that's why, but you really can't? Like, I can picture myself in David's shoes pretty easily. I find it easiest to do with my friends, people I know. You know? I've never experienced having bipolar, but I can imagine what it's like. Can't be fun. Like, can you imagine, not, like, no one is in perfect control of their emotions, but can you imagine genuinely not being in any control of your emotions? You can't do anything. Whether you're high or low is determined by some indescript, like, disbalance of chemicals in the brain. That's what it is. Can you imagine that? It's okay if you can't. There's nothing wrong. Some people can, some people can't. It's like some people have the narration in their head. I do have it. I do have it. Sometimes I don't. But I do have like a running voice in my head. Well, obviously my own voice. If there's many voices, then we're in trouble. But, you know, I can hear my own voice in my head. Basically, you know, right now it's just saying my words slightly before they come out my mouth, which is good. It gives me a chance to read through them. Sometimes when I'm speaking very fast or I'm thinking not very hard about what I'm saying, it's at the same time as I speak them, which is not ideal because then you don't really have time to react. I know there are some people who have like a voice that narrates everything they're doing, which fortunately is not me. I don't think I could live with that. That would drive me up the wall. But everyone's different, and that's okay. Basically, what I'm saying, that's the Max Misty 122 opinion. We don't, yeah. So what's it like for you, Zombie? I'm very interested to know now. You say you're in between. So, does that mean... What does that mean? What is it like for you? I mean, this is a very, very personal question, I know. But, you know, if you're willing to share, I'm willing to listen. Like, do you... I can imagine a voice... Hang on, sorry, let me shoot down this P63 before I try reading anything. Sorry, let me just lock in for a minute, folks. Hang on. Just let me play the game for a second. Come here. Come back. We've been trying to reach you about your plane's extended warranty. Oh, you just violated it. Sorry, never mind. Carry on. Holy Jesus. Run away. I could imagine a voice. No, it's always there. Can't shut it off. It's funny though, the voice in my head does not actually sound like the voice that comes out of my mouth. The voice in my head is much deeper. That's tragic for me, I know. I don't talk to myself. It might be why I always have music going, because it's so quiet. Yeah. I don't like being left alone with my thoughts either sometimes. Ugh. I'll tell you one thing that I found super useful for me. If I like someone, I can feel empathy, but the average stranger I have no empathy for when they're in distress. I think we're all fine, boys. We're all good. Zombie's not gonna stab us. Everyone chill. My reasoning for this? Well, zombie must like us. Otherwise, she wouldn't be here. Boom. We're all safe, boys. Well done. That's interesting. That is interesting. One of my very, very first memories was there was a homeless person outside of Boston Pizza, which is a pizza place in Canada. I think I was 4 or 5. They were in a wheelchair and they were begging for money. And I cried the entire way home because I only had 25 cents. I don't know why. I don't know why that hit me so deeply. But it did. It did. Don't cry often. Sometimes you know when you get that lump in your throat? Sometimes I get it when I'm Sometimes I get it when I watch something sad. I've never cried from watching something sad before, but you know, if you show me some. What was the last one? I think the last one I got was I was watching a video on the collapse of the British Empire. Genuinely though, genuinely. I know that's such a weird Max thing to do, but that got the lump in the throat. I like most of you except Cringe. Alright boys, girls, ladies and gentlemen, demons of the chat. I'm learning. Yeah, I've been sad like that before. I don't know why I think it was the sad music that was playing. I think that's what got me. With the oh. Ugh. Bean just missed a social cue, everybody. If you needed more evidence that she has autism. Bum ba dum bum 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 bum. We have the tism. Bum ba dum bum 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 bum. The lack of memories. I think it's a pretty universal thing. It's it's a very childhood sweetness and ignorance thing, you know? Because I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't give homeless people money anymore. I don't do that. When I was a kid, yeah, all the time. I couldn't walk by them without giving them money, but now it's you know, I feel it's much better to get them a sandwich or something. because they can't use a sandwich to get more drugs to keep themselves in that situation. I'm not saying that all homeless people are in this situation because they use drugs, but, you know, let's not bounce around here. No one here is normal. It'd be so boring to be normal, zombie. Can you imagine how boring life would be if you were normal? Like, imagine how sad that would be. God, I could never. I would say it's not normal to be normal. You know? You got nothing going on. No, like, special thing. I mean, I guess it depends on what you consider normal. Max hates homeless people, confirmed? No! I don't hate homeless people. I don't give them money anymore. I will occasionally, if I feel very bad for them, get them like a sandwich or something. Or I find it easier just to donate to a food shelter, which I have done, I think, twice in my entire life. So it's not like I'm handing out money left, right and centre here. Let's be honest. But, yeah, I don't know. It's just, when you're young, you see a homeless people and you're like, oh, you know, I should give them some money. When you're old, you see a homeless person, you're like, oh, they're going to use this money to buy more drugs and continue this cycle. I'd rather have a bowl of Cocoa Pops. Next is Division 1 hater of the homeless confirmed. Oh, well, if that's the cross I must bear, then so be it. Yeah, that's, I don't have a great memory. My brother can tell you every present he's ever got for Christmas and can tell you what he did when he was 2. I can tell you, I remember figure skating when I was 5. There's a story to that, which we're not going to get into. I can remember skating on the ice. I can remember I used to speed around. I can remember skiing when I was 5 as well, and 6. I can remember the day Mrs. King in reception when I was 4 gave me like a naughty star. You used to get gold stars and naughty stars, and I had like 25 gold stars and I got 1 naughty star, and I cried the entire day. Like, just the entire day, constantly. I can remember the names of my friends from reception, which maybe I won't say out loud here. I probably shouldn't have said my teacher's name, to be fair. She was a good teacher. But I don't have a photographic memory. My first memory is of my mum talking to a nun. 7 months. I actually don't think scientifically, I'm not saying you don't have this memory, zombie, but scientifically you shouldn't be able to form any long-term memories until you're about to. I mean, I can definitely remember, or like, I think I remember things from before I was 2. But I don't actually think I remember them. I think I remember being told them. And because I was told them. I just did clinical neuroscience it was last semester, so it's not entirely fresh in my mind. But memories are basically within your brain. People say, "Oh, brain cells don't like reproduce, don't divide," but they do. They do. That's what memory is. Within your brain right now, there are neurons dividing and that are making their way to the surface. And when they get there, they formed connections, which is what forms your memories. As you get older, obviously everything slows down. And so you start making less memories, or you've already got so many memories and your brain has to decide which ones to hold on to and which ones not. Dad died when you were 12. Oh geez, Bean. That's I'm so sorry. I think it might be a good idea to talk to somebody who is a professional, just for the record. Ugh. I was never told them. I asked my mum about. Zombie, maybe you're a scientific like weirdo. Can I say that? Well, we've said it. It's too late now. Next, it's democracy. Fly without. How am I supposed to fly without landing gear? Guess I can snap them off. Maybe. There you go. Never say I don't do anything for you. Oh, are you actually keeping... Oh, did I add one to the... No, I didn't. Yeah. No worries. No worries. As I was saying, it might be a good idea to talk to somebody, because I'm sure that caused some childhood trauma that might need to be resolved. I guess. I don't really, you know, not a therapist, hashtag, but yeah, I might get a once over for that one. Oh, you have ooh. Kind of can I ask that? Zombie, don't answer this if this is too personal. What kind of epilepsy do you have? Is it full, like, full brain? Or is it like half the brain? Do you get the like, what's it called, the shadow before it comes? Like, do you know? People with epilepsy, sometimes they get like it's like a feeling before it comes on, so it's like a warning. They can like tell that it's coming before they start having the seizure. Do you have a cool kind of epilepsy? Bean, I don't know if there's a cool kind of epilepsy. I don't know if that's the word I'd use to describe it. An epileptic fit can be, an epileptic seizure can be quite life-threatening, depending on the severity and, you know, I guess where it is in the brain. But there, you know, there's some people who like really thrash around. I've seen a couple seizures. I used to work for a well, I didn't work. I volunteered with a first aid organization. I am still technically. I think I'm still on date. Yeah, I am. It's full brain. I get the warning. Yeah, that's yeah, I've seen a couple. They're not fun. The worst bit is, you know, someone's going through this. Literally nothing you can do. Their own brain is like misfiring, basically. So like, there's no cures, no treatment. There's nothing you can really do about it. Best thing you can do for them is just to make sure they don't bite their tongue. Put them in the recovery position and hope for the best. Once they stop thrashing, obviously. You can't hold someone when they're having a seizure. Stop breathing before. Yeah, that's not good. Breathing is important. So, do you have someone with you then? Is someone like, you know, have like a someone to look after you, I suppose, or like, do you have like a? I don't know. I don't know what you would do, because you've got to have some way of notifying someone if you're in trouble, presumably. Or maybe, I don't know, maybe you just take meds. I know there are some meds for epilepsy, I don't remember which ones they are off the top of my head. We definitely talked about it in clinical neuroscience. My professor is rolling in his, I was going to say rolling in his grave, but he's not dead. He's disappointed in me. My brother lives in, oh, okay, yeah. That makes sense. Oh. Yeah, that must make life hard, because I guess you can't drive. And that's, yeah, that would make life really hard. That would make life very, very difficult. I mean, like, not impossible, mind you, obviously. But, it definitely would not be fun. Driving is such a big part of, like, North American culture. European culture, not so much. Like, Europeans tend to be able to walk everywhere they want to go. But in, like, Canada, America, you really do have to drive. The, public transport system is pretty abysmal. Oh, okay. Alright, I see. That's good, I mean, I hope it... Presumably it works for you, otherwise there'd be no point in taking it, but... That's good. I'm sorry to hear that. That must be very difficult. I mean, I know that that's probably what everyone says, but, like, you know, there really isn't much else to say. I suppose for you, it's just normal. Maybe you don't even think about it. Or maybe you don't even know any different, I suppose. But, yeah, it must be tough. Hi, Sakaya. What's up? We've gotten to 5, so... Currently, we're just having a chill stream, to be honest with you. I'm not really worried about the challenge right now. We're talking about thoughts, feelings, therapy, that sort of stuff. Been very chill, you know, very healthy stream. Healthy stream. Is this the stream which is gonna catapult me to fame and stardom? Certainly not. But, you know, I think it's a healthy stream. It's a good stream. Had it since in a way, that's almost good, because like you don't know any different. So like, maybe it's nicer, I guess. But at the same time, it's still rough. I'm sorry to hear that. I cannot empathize with that. So I don't know what it's like. I can't imagine what it's like. Well, I can imagine what it's like. I'm currently imagining what it's like, but I don't know if that's accurate description. I've only ever seen it from the outside, and obviously not your specific brand, so I don't know what it's like for you, but watching a seizure from the outside is... It's horrifying, is the word I would use. There's nothing that I hate the idea of more than not being in control of my own body. Like, that is part of the reason why I don't drink. Maybe I'm just a control freak. Oh my god. If I could aim. He is so annoying. He like is... He knows when my cursor is about to go over him, and he like stops turning right before. There we go. Yeah, I mean, like, I'll take your word for it, but from what I've seen from the outside, and I've only seen a couple. Obviously, like, if someone's coming to a first aid station, or if a first aid is being called, it's quite serious. But, yeah, from what I've seen, it's tough. Sorry to hear that. I'm glad that you're dealing with it well, though. That's good. I've been quite lucky. I don't have anything, got nothing wrong with me. I've stayed out of hospital. You know, I've never broken a leg, an arm, a bone. I've got one deep scar from sailing, which is like such a first-class way of getting a scar. It's on my finger. We were doing a capsizing drill, and when I jumped off, I must have bashed my finger on like the prop, and cut my finger quite deeply. Still got it though. Is it scary or was it scary? Well, that's definitely a question for Zombie, but Zombie may not be aware of what happens during the seizure, or if she is aware, it's probably like foggy, maybe? I mean, it's a horrible dread because I know what's coming, and then it's nothing, then I come to you with sore muscles. Yeah. I could, oh Jesus. I'm gonna have to go to bed pretty soon. I could see that. Oh, I gotta make my bed as well. Ugh. Alright, last battle. And we're off to bed. Oh, we win these easy. A hurricane? Oof. There cannot physically be a Hurricane Mark 2B drop here. You had to be brought here by somebody. Yeah, you were. I mean, Zombie, far for me to say, but like, can't you just like lie down on the floor? I mean, I guess like, I guess you probably can't in a toilet, but then again, you're gonna end up on the floor anyway. Okay, we're gonna turn off chat before they say something heinous. Ugh, tired, Jesus. Gotta get up in like 2 hours as well. Rest in spaghetti, me. Yeah, it is, see, this is the kind of thing I was talking about earlier. You never know what happens behind closed doors. You never know what people are dealing with behind the mask, I suppose. War Thunder teams being War Thunder teams. Good. So surprised with my channel, with my community, honestly, because like these are the people who play War Thunder, and yet we've been so lucky with the people who like actually watch my content. Try to lay down. It's not always possible before the seizure. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't know how much warning you get. We never really talked about that in neuroscience. I guess presumably because it's different for everyone. I mean, there are some people who get the shadow or the feeling, and there's some people who don't. I don't know whether it's... I think it's probably better to get the feeling than to, like, not. From my professor's perspective, at least what we were taught in neuroscience, was like the feeling is actually the start of your neurons starting to misfire. And then as it spreads, it becomes a full seizure. There are some people who get the feeling for, like, I think, like hours before it actually happens. And there are some people who get it and then immediately hit the ground. And there's some people who don't get it at all. You know, seizures are not safe. That is not a controversial statement, Bean. They are definitely not safe. You want to avoid seizures if you can. If possible. If possible. Fortunately for most people, you'll probably never experience a seizure in your life. If you do, it's likely because you've either got a very, very high fever, or you've got a concussion or brain damage or something like that. Well, a seizure is, like, for some people it's nothing, Bean. Some people don't remember their seizures. I guess zombie being one of them. There are some people who do remember it, who remember it very vividly, but are, like, trapped in their body, which, you know, you could almost argue is worse. And there are some people who, like, maybe it's like a dream for them. I know there was a girl in my creative writing class who had seizures. She wrote about them, epileptic. But she remembers, or she kind of remembers her seizures. She knows what happens to her, but it's like a dream, you know? Like, she can't do anything. I mean... I'm not saying zombies got it easier or anything, obviously, but like, in my opinion, if I had to pick what kind of seizure to get, I would want at least some warning, and then probably no recollection. Because you can't, you know, you can't do anything. You don't want to just be stuck in your own body, just waiting for it to end. It's almost better that you just skip right to the end. I don't know why, but I always do best at War Thunder when I'm not thinking about War Thunder. Just casually dropped 3 planes in the last 5 seconds while discussing seizures. Huh? You almost got me. That would have been a very good revenge plot for you. Too bad it didn't work out. I-18, no, I-225 is actually a bit of a problem. It's a Russian plane. Yeah, I don't know. I think I'd rather get warning than not any warning at all. That's good, I guess. In terms of, like, 15 seconds is not... Like, it feels like a lot of time, but I suppose it's not. Like, if you're sitting on the toilet, what do you do? It's not like you could wipe and finish up in 15 seconds. I don't know why that's my first thought. I was like, oh god, that would be terrible, but, like, you know. I'm not wrong. I'm not wrong. But yeah, I don't know. I'm so glad. Well, maybe I should say I'm very fortunate I don't have to deal with that. Because I feel like I would just spend my whole life in just constant, like a state of constant dread for when the next one would come, you know? Okay, he can't outturn me. I am a Supermarine Spitfire. This is a fucker wolf. He can drop his combat flaps if he likes, and that's probably how he was able to stay with me for a little bit there, but with all things, there is a limit. Easy dub. Well guys, I know it's been a kind of a weird stream tonight. I hope you guys had fun, at least, or if not fun, I hope you enjoyed. Maybe you know, maybe it was nice to have a more serious chat. I think it's important every now and then. But yeah, unfortunately this is my last battle. I've got to get up early tomorrow. So, need to get at least enough sleep that I'm safe to drive. So, it has been fun. I have enjoyed it. Maybe I'll take a nap in my car before I drive home. Yeah, I don't know why that was my very first thought of like places that it would be bad to have a seizure in. The other one was like an airplane seat. So obviously there's a bunch of people around you and they're all going to have an aneurysm the moment it happens. Which is, you know, to be fair, I think if you're going to have a seizure, if you could pick a good place to have a seizure, a place where lots of people are around you and will be aware of you having a seizure, is maybe not the worst one. So the worst thing would be if you're having a seizure and no one knows. I'll say there's no way you're about to try and land here, is there? No, you just got murdered. Jeez. Well played, everybody. I hope you guys had fun. No, it's kind of a weird chat today. Maybe not the usual stream, but you know what? I'm glad we had this talk. It's important. It is important. It is important to have these types of talks. I'm not saying that you should have these type of talks every day. But I mean, I'm sure your kitchen is bad, aren't we? With all your knives. But you know, I think it's good. I hope everyone had fun. Or at the very least, I hope everyone still feels comfortable. But yeah, I gotta go to bed. So unfortunately, I gotta say goodnight, everybody. Good night, guys. Girls, ladies and gentlemen, or maybe I should just say good night, everyone.